Welcome back. This is the fifth and final video in the Introduction to HearFormPRO 2018 series. Most of you remember the look of our old scheduler that's a part of HearForm 11, 11.5. I'm going to minimize this and show you the new system that we have. This is the new scheduler. It's called Dayback, and it doesn't have everything that the old scheduler had, but it has a lot more in many other ways, and I really like it a lot better. I think you'll agree. One of the problems with the old scheduler is it took a little while, would flash a little bit and take a while to rebuild. This new scheduler is quite a bit faster, and it's really easy to just drag things and move them and resize them. And we now have the ability to overlap appointments instead of having them when they're double booked, instead of one hiding behind the other, and that's kind of nice. Let me give you an example of how easy it is to make an appointment as well. This little plus sign in the lower right, you can just drag it to the desired location. In the upper left pops up. I'm going to choose a patient. Let's say Mark here. Mark's coming in for a 3-month clean and check, and I'm going to give him an extra 15 minutes just like that. Now I could put in a description and a status, some other things, but I'll just close and refresh that. So now I have an appointment just like that. And again, I can easily drag that to another location, and as you can see now it's double booked, so it moves that off to the side. We can have it overlap or we can have it side by side depending on what your preference is. So it's real easy to move things back and forth, and it's just a nice cleaner look overall. I'm showing 4 columns here, and I have a wide screen, but I can go up to any number of different columns. Let's just go to 5, and as it starts to get a little more narrow, I can now very easily hide this area off to the left and show the full schedule that way. Well, let's bring that back and show you some other really cool things about this. I have a built-in to-do list, but I also have the ability to filter the system, and the filtering works really fast and easy. So for example, if I just wanted to show my counseling and 3-month check and audiometry or batteries, I can just kind of click there and show all kinds of different things, hide or show them depending on what's there. So it's really easy. I'll go ahead and clear those filters. Really easy to filter. But we also have the ability to search based on text. So anywhere in the field, for example, I remember a patient who's coming in who had a dog chew up his hearing aid, and I wanted to see who that was and make a note of it somehow, but I forgot who that was. So I can just type in here the word dog, and notice 2 appointments show up here. This one says dog chewed hearing aid, but this one down here says Robert's visually impaired, so he has to bring his dog with him to the appointment. It happened to bring both of those. So anything that you want to type in there. I can also do dog or Rob, for example, and there's a couple of Robs there as well. Now that Rob happens to have the word dog, but this Rob does not. So I can do and or different kinds of search criteria in there, and it makes it just really easy to find records. So let's look at some of the other options that we have. I can view that information. Right now I'm seeing 1 clinician over 5 days, but I could see 4 clinicians over 1 day, for example, just like that. I could show 2 clinicians over 2 days, and on and on and on. So you have a lot more flexibility this way. I'm going to go back to 4 clinicians over just 1 day, and obviously I can navigate from 1 day to the next. I just have a lot of sample data here. I also have the ability to show data in a different way, so I can filter based on, let's scroll down just a little bit with advanced filters, and I can show just Donna and Virginia and Greg if I want, and filter out based on individual people. But I also can do what's called a pivot schedule, and I'm not going to get too deep into all this, but I can show this as a list. I can show this as a pivot list. So different ways of viewing that data. Let's go back to my favorite, which is schedule. I can show this as a week. I can show, now I've crowded so much here into these different weeks, it's not going to be much good, but if I wanted to hide everything except for Donna perhaps and Virginia, then it's going to make it a less busy week. But again, I got a lot of sample data in here that's going to make it look a little bit busy. Let's go ahead and clear our filters, and go back here to list view for the week. So I can list things like this. You'll notice that this, instead of giving me one line, it will actually expand to accommodate the different appointments here. So that's really nice. And I'll give you an example with the month view. Right now this is a traditional month view, one line per day, and that might be helpful if you're a small office, but again, we can filter if it gets real crowded. We also have some new features here under settings, something called fluid months, so I can show fluid months and watch how everything stretches to accommodate. So it makes it real simple. So that's all the first week and the second week, etc. So it's really kind of cool when you want to do fluid months. I think that you'll find that very helpful. You can very easily, let's go back to our, again, what I consider my favorite, the schedule here. I can do default times really easily now. And the earliest time of day, I may just want to start at 7 or 8 or 9 in the morning. The latest time, so I can adjust my my schedule to fit my particular needs. I can show weekends or not very easily. And again, I can compress things or not based on a variety of different ways of viewing that data. So it just makes for a much more friendly environment to be able to work with your dragging, again, one appointment to another, just like that, and it's real simple to make appointments. The final thing I wanted to show you is, I'm not actually able to show you completely here, but I'm very excited about it. I just have to turn on this feature on this particular computer later. But this is where I can share. Sharing's not activated, but I can take any particular view. For example, let's just show a certain kinds of appointments. And I just want to show a couple of appointments here, and then I can click a button and share that calendar to the internet so that other people who don't have HearForm can simply click on a link and it will automatically show them that calendar, and it will automatically update as you change things on the calendar. You can do that, for example, for a telemarketing person, for an accountant, for someone who needs to have access to your computer, your schedule rather, and it's just really nice to be able to send your schedule as an ongoing updated calendar that's available through the internet without needing to have HearForm. That feature alone is going to be really nice. One other thing is you can actually send what time slots you have available to individual patients and show them, I want you to look at some of these days or weeks that we have available, and please send us back a quick email telling us what time you might have available, etc. So there's just a lot of really cool features in this new schedule, and we'll get into a lot of that other detail in other videos coming up soon. I just thought you'd like to take a look at it, and I appreciate you taking all the time out of your day to look at all these new features. Bye-bye.